show. Please, guys, come through. We need to have a thorough conversation. Can I tell you that Chris Mutsvangwa threw Mnangagwa under the bus? What an embarrassment, really. And also, you know, Kasukuwere is giving Mutsvangwa sleepless nights. You guys, you need to come through. You know, there's this factional, fight, for power that's going on within the ranks of ZANU-PF. Forget about my candidate, though, Chamisa, who is being, fried left, right, and center. But at the end of the day, he's just on mute. We're going to talk about Chamisa tonight, but let's focus now on the ZANU-PF cadre. These guys that are interesting guys, really. Very interesting. And also remember that the allegations of Chamisa there that he was given money that is peddled right now on social media, we still do not have the V11. We wanted to see them, so at least we can talk from a point of information than just speculations. I don't believe in conjecture. I want details. I want facts. You know what I'm saying? All right, so if it's your first time to come across this channel, please do yourself a favor, subscribe, and make sure that you ring the bell so that when we are live, you're going to be notified and also be robbed right here. I want to send us some love and light to my regulars. We have James right now. Memory is here. Quite a number of guys which are joining us as we speak. Ambassador of Peace. Good to see everyone. Almost 100. Please do me a favor. Esther, good to see you. And like the live so that we can be able to push algorithm, inviting every Zimbabwean to the conversation. One of the days where we are afraid to speak about things that really matter. Zimbabwe is our nation, and you and I, we have the right or the mandate to make sure that we fix it. We can't outsource our struggle to anybody. I love you all, and thank you for coming through. All right, as we move along this afternoon, like I mentioned before, just know that we still do not have the V11s of Chamisa, who is accused of really receiving money. But when I had a conversation with someone who kind of gave me a bit of a background, actually, I don't know how true that is, but he's saying that it wasn't really like kind of a conversation, it was kind of a gift. It was like asking 7 million gift. I need a friend like those ones, if you can come and give me $7 million as a friend, I want to, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like really kind of a political arrangement, but rather just like you're my friend and I can cater for your stuff. But I'm like, I am still not convinced. However, I'm just gonna leave it right here while we're waiting for the V2s. Okay, so now they're saying money was stolen during August 2023. The fingerprints of the culprits are visible. And this is Alinaka who said so. And once again, Dr. Ibomandas is responding. He says, then publish all, please. And we close this chapter. So he's asking for the V2s. Like I said, V11s are very much important. And there was also someone who responded saying, Nyamashisha, Unentor always threatening to expose things all the time. Just watch air. And then Ibomandas again, my father, I don't know, for some reason, he just wake up and becoming this interesting guy. He also say, shut up, don't say anything. Okay, so very important. You need to know that Chamisa is in 150% good spirit. Again, knowing Chamisa and his personality, he's not really a person who answers that much. You can say all that you want to say. You can do anything that you can. You still remain mute. By the way, those are characteristics of leaders. Leaders don't get swerved by wind. Do you understand? They do not. They remain in their position because they do know that people lie all the time. Do you understand? And again, this is a political journey that we're in. So you need to understand that there's going to be a lot of issues that will come out, whether true or not. But again, it's still because of a power battle that we are really looking towards as we speak now. The Congress is coming up in the ZANU-PF, and Chamisa being their main contender. That's why he's again now on the spotlight. But we want to hear him speaking. Chamisa is very clear as far as where his position is. Take a listen, please. clear, straightforward. You can do anything and I'll remain on mute. That is Chamisa right there. Guys, do not forget, again, I've told you last time that we still, again, contributing towards those that are incarcerated. So please, if you can maybe look out for the link that I'm going to share in the comment section. I'm going to pin that link, and also sharing the same link in the description box for those that may want to extend their hands of being a blessing. Let's look after each other. Let us be the brother's keeper in these trying times. Okay, so reading a message that was sent out by Chamisa, a very strong message. And today he went on again, and I'm going to look at that information in the evening. He said, Conga with love. I hope you're well, Zimbabwe. I'm so grateful. Thank you for all the love. Be blessed. And hashtag God is in it. And I'm going to ask you guys to drop the hashtag God is in it in the comment section. Very important. Don't forget to like the live so that at least we push algorithm, because we are heading towards the most sensitive time of our life. Sensitive, I can tell you, sensitive. Now, you must also remember that if we want to build a better Zimbabwe, it has to be on a platform of love. There's not any other way. We need to love each other. Otherwise, what are we doing? We are going back to where we are coming from, and we're not prepared to do so, right? So spread the fire of love wherever you are, with your brothers and your sisters as well. All right, so African.com responded and said, if did you hope, now it's referring to Hope watching on him, who is also again together working with Ali, that, pushing that narrative. But again, I can see Hope watching on is getting colder, but he's really focusing on the issue of corruption and also demanding that protest has to go on. But we'll look at that issue a bit later, because there are reasons why protests are being pushed out, and people are saying it's all about political move. So once again, we'll dig into that issue a little bit later. But I said, if they do hope in Igbo, there's a way to be given a chance to decide your fate. Comrade President is referring to Chamisa. I'm fully convinced that they will definitely kill you. Their hatred towards you is beyond this world. But because hashtag God is in it, their evil agenda will not materialize. Be strong, Mr. President. And also Honorable Wiwa, that is Job Scala, said ZANU-PF is the sponsor of all the evil upon us. I wonder whether those who hobnob with them have heard either their relatives, friends, or themselves suffered on the hands of this evil regime. He says sometimes what looks like a detour is a redirection towards your destiny. Sometimes roadblocks are placed in your way to make you find your inner peace, your inner strength. Feel confident about it. Some wrong turns take you to the right place. Believe in your potential and trust the process. So I'm going to say to you as well, trust the process. We are heading towards a very sensitive season. But once again, trust the process. Let's keep ourselves resolute, very focused, praying, and also believe in each other, because we need that. We don't want the spill of blood. We do not want, except it is for the enemy. Otherwise, all our brothers must be all sane, strong, and powerful. So now, once again, shocking, because these are shocking revelations. I can tell you, shocking revelations. There was a woman, her name is Chimama. That's a Zimbabwean incredible woman who does quite a number of initiatives on social media. She's the one who also went to RAINCOP to confirm if really Wiki Chivai had done the deal with them. So she came out yesterday, gun blazing, and also accusing Hope watching on of going to Zambia or lobbying against Chamisa because they have their own personal move, a political move, and telling Hichilema that Chamisa was given money, that money that he spent, he never used it accordingly. Why do you trust him to become the leader? So people accuse him of having political ambitions, but we've seen him tweeting across social media that he does not have no ambition to do so. But I guess he has been saying that his goal is to make sure that at least we have a better Zimbabwe. But here's the thing: you're going to listen to Chimama confirming that she knows that they had to send people across Sadc and also abroad to to speak against Nelson Chamisa, because like I said, he is the main contender. I mean, we all know that. That's why he has come back now to the picture, and there's a lot that is going on social media. So we're going to listen to her. We're going to listen to her. Why she's saying what she's actually telling you, Zimbabweans. Because for me, I was shocked when I heard that message yesterday. Take a listen, please.
Zimbabwe, this is Chimama. It's Tuesday, the 20th of August, 2024. It's 11:30. Guys, I tried to open a Twitter space 3 times. I was hacked. Chidona. So she's Zama again, but I've decided to send an audio to you. nyaya ndoda kutaura ndeyaHopo Ching'ono naNelson Chamisa. Okay, Hopo Ching'ono is an investigative journalist / filmmaker / corruption buster or whatever. We all know kuti akabasta nyaya hombe ye-COVID funds during lockdown period. Minister of Health akasungwa, Hopo wacho akatosungwa. And he was working well na Nelson Chamisa achibuda achienda out of the country achinoita ma press conference vachishanda in sync, right? And Nelson Chamisa, on the flip side, has been in politics ever since my days anga ari kuvarsity. Active politician kubva ari mwana mudiki asati aroora until this very day. So he has walked a different journey that Hopo Ching'ono has not walked. And for me now, to see these two having my differences, smearing each other, this kind of jealousness, pull someone down syndrome type of thing, it doesn't go down very well with me, Zimbabweans, because should we be involved in that fight? Should we go down that trajectory? Yokuita smear Nelson Chamisa. I don't think it's a smart idea. Hopo Ching'ono must stick to what he does, journalism. He is not a politician. Just because he has been able to go to international platforms, achifamba nenyaya dzema citizens. Had he not been in the side of opposition and working with Nelson Chamisa, he was never going to have the relevance on the international platform. But he had to work with someone. And he had my citizens running also behind him. Every time he posted, he tweeted, he released his songs and whatever, he went on Facebook. The citizens that followed Nelson Chamisa also followed Hopo Ching'ono. Saka zvazosvika pakuti manje Hopo akuda kutora vanhu vaya vekwaNelson Chamisa akunovhura zvinhu zvake akuita zvinhu zvake uku. Oti imimi vanhu chiuya kuno kuChamisa akaipa A, B, C, D and E. Iye kuipa kwake kwataurwa nani? Corruption dzake dzataurwa nani? Who holds him to account? Ngatikwanire listen cheushe chinorema and zviri kuitika izvozvizvi kuti opposition yongo meduka. Vana Welshman nuve varuko, Mwonzo varuko, Thokozani Kupa varuko, Linda Masarira varuko. People who were supposed to be one. If no Hopo lauda kuenda kuna wamona. Who benefits from that? Obviously, it's ZANU-PF. Make me understand how all these people cannot be in one room, talk to each other about way forward here Zimbabwe, just agree kuti uyu ndiye anotodiwa nevanhu. Hatitingarambonyeperana isusu. I know some people say kuti hey, idi Mnangagwa aripo pari kutonga, but hadiwe nevanhu. Nelson Chamisa anodiwa nevanhu. Like it or not. Vanozviziva bvunza ana Monzora. Even here, Hopo, akada kuenda route yake ari one kudai so he won't go far. So the best thing is for you guys to just fight in that boardroom. Mobuditsana ropa at the end of the day.
Yeah.
That's how we're going to defeat ZANU-PF here. Otherwise, they benefit. Why do you think Mnangagwa himself, no matter how many times people say, hey, like we are a united front. They don't fragment.
Right.
But opposition uyaenda neuku nenyaya yeshanje yeruvengo kuti no Nelson Chamisa hafane kutora chimuti. Guys, can Hopo be the real opposition leader? Ya competition kaya kuti iyi ndakasungwa. Nelson Chamisa hana kusungwa. Vana mako vakasungwa wana. Some people have even died for this struggle. Chiko chiri kunetsa nemi varume imimi. Politics dzenyu dzakuzotibowa manje. Politics dzenyu dzamakita dzakutibowa because isisu toda kudzoka kumusha yedu, toda kuti vana vedu vaone mabasa. Toda kuti Zimbabwe inake mani imimi varume imimi. Chiko nemi. Yezvona mukwenda kunana HH kutenderera nyika yose smearing Nelson Chamisa. Hasi kuita. Kune diplomatic cause akapiwa mari hana kuishandisa transparently. Akazoda. How is that going to help us? Had it not been because of this Nelson Chamisa, amairi wana simba rekuenda kwese ikokoko. Tell us, what do you plan to do? A smear campaign? Is that your ideology? Is that is that how you plan to solve Zimbabwe? By smearing Nelson Chamisa? Wopo, you need to stop what you're doing. Atili politics, the Timono send this one is ZANU-PF. And even I've said it before. Nyaya kungoti Mnangagwa mchingoti avanhu patsanurana. It's not working. Always fighting. Marana kuita keep fighting because vanhukadza munyari mandakasei.
Okay. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot. I must say this, what many don't realize, and I've been saying, guys, because we respect you as leaders in homes and all, but honestly, we as women, we are sick and tired of this nonsense. We are so sick and tired because the kind of leadership we are seeing all day and what we're seeing in the country today, it doesn't even cut at all. You know, I was watching Michelle Obama literally, campaigning for Harris. And I was like, look, this is the politics we want. Imagine me on the campaign to supporting my lady Fadzemaere or supporting my lady Elizabeth. Zimbabweans, we need to mature, the way we do politics. Backbiting, malice, evil, selling each other out. Someone told me yesterday and said, you don't even realize how people are being sold out in Zimbabwe for money. Guys, until when are we going to realize that the power is within our unity? Working together. We are not enemies. We are one people. Where we are today, guys, not because we don't have what it takes. We have. But we have allowed the few rot apples to contaminate an entire society. The toxicity started from the top. We could have kept it immediately and said, no, we are different. Especially this generation. We need to look at each other and say, no, guys, we don't deserve this. I can only imagine. I can't even stand what's going on in the country right now. That's why I keep on saying, men, stand up and do the right thing. Sit in the boardroom and come up with a solution. You guys, you can't be abused by these old cadres. You can do better. Oh, my opposition, young guys, the smart, great men, come together, plan, strategize, and free us from this mess. Women are tired. Mothers are suffering. Children are suffering. Stand up and do the right thing. We will give you the support, but gossiping to destroy each other, it doesn't cut it, guys. I've seen a lot going on social media now, and she's right, because, what's going on right now, the fights against Chamisa, I don't know. Some are saying it's criticism, but it's not. There's a difference between criticism and destroying. Those are not the same, right? Yeah, if I criticize you, in constructive criticism is I talk to you with respect. But if I'm attacking you, there's no constructive at all. But rather, it's like want to destroy Chamisa. So I'm going to read the message that was sent out by Dr. Walter Muzembe. He said, there is an unproductive civil war in the broad alternative. It is clear people are fighting for space as a lead opposition, not to unseal the ruling party. It seems opposition politics remarks more than being in the ruling party. Otherwise, why the fights? Keep your focus. And it's right. What are you all fighting for? Keep their focus. Let's unite. Y'all not enemy. All political players are my brothers and not enemy. I don't want to have an enemy. This is why whenever I address President Mnangagwa, this is a shame. You guys, when you are sitting in your meetings and try to play a good game and talk a good game, there's nothing that you're doing. When we are being embarrassed the way that we do, when people are begging and desperate to come back home, most Zimbabweans want to come back home and live with their families. But because of your toxic and evil politics, people don't even have a chance of coming back home. Fighting for what? Why are you fighting Chamisa? I don't understand, honestly. All right, so Agents Gumbo for Citizen Coalition for Change. I think this one is aligning himself with Chamisa. So he's responding because people are saying Chamisa should be saying something or do anything. He must show us the way forward. And they say the way forward is there. There's what's called strategizing. You understand? It's politics. You know what happened in America? I think Trump thought he was just going to be a walkover, with Biden. But boom, the woman came up and the people, it's like wildfire. That's politics. You play the good game. You play it wiser. You don't just jump up and down. No. Chabi says fully in politics. He said, I resigned from Citizen Coalition for Change. He did not say I resigned from politics. I guess this is one of the reasons why, Mandas was like, resign fully out of politics. I'm like, Daddy, hold on. Don't worry about Chamisa. You just need to do whatever you want to do and we'll give you support. You don't have to bash another person in order for you to find yourself at the front. You can walking on top of someone. No. It doesn't work like that in life. That principle is already failed before it even started. So I'm going to read what Agents Gumbo said. He said, composure, resilience, and patience. We know what we are doing, and most importantly, we know that God hashtag is in it. When we believe and continuously accept this position, we do not do so because we are ignorant of the demands of the politics of the day, but because we are confident that the plan at hand, which shall soon be reviewed and executed, is a plan right from the mind of God. It is a genius political plan. In politics, some trust in Chimbo Zenyika, some erect statues of idolatry, while some simply have no sense of divine belief. If you want to see that hashtag God is in it, observe how no other plan or individual has risen to effectively challenge ZANU-PF since this transition of Chamisa. We do understand that citizens are impatiently for the plan, but the plan will come at the right time, a near time, God's time. We confess our faith, but trust me, works are being done and soon all shall be revealed. The season of condemnation is almost complete. Hold fort, champions. You simply say, relax. We are planning, but that's politics. Guys, don't forget there's a succession battle that is heating up. And this time, it's gone. There may be no ZANU-PF in our lifetime. So chill, don't push, relax. There's no rush, you know. You understand? And I also want you to know, guys, because there's been this mantra of thinking that the people that are fighting for the struggle now are better than others. No, even before me, there are people that have sat and begin to champion information and help others. They are part of the struggle. Those that died, some were murdered, some were even hurt, some injected poison. They are part of the struggle. It's a relay. It's not a sprinting competition. It's a relay. You pass the baton to the next one. Even if we don't enjoy anything, don't worry, but at least our children will do enjoy the Zimbabwe that we're fighting for. Yesterday, I was talking to my mom. She's talking to me with such a broken heart. She's saying to me, you know, I'm saying to Mama, things are going to be okay. I'm telling you, the Zimbabwe I'm seeing right now is we've got beautiful, like my trains, latest, you know, my trains, our roads are clean. Zimbabwe is beautiful. We can fly from Mashingo to go to Kwekwe, Morewa, you know. My mom was like, really? I said, Mama, I can see it. Our buildings, we built a house in the outskirts, my rural areas. I can see it. See a better Zimbabwe. It's a vision that we're heading towards. Whether they like it or not, it's coming. We must remain resolute and positive. We must never be negative and feel afraid. Chill. We are on the right path. Freedom is coming. They cannot deny it because it is time. Seasons have changed. Coercion no longer work. Lies don't work. Deception don't work. Abuse don't work. It's time. It's a season. Do you understand? So, in Israel, then in the Bible, there was a tribe that used to be called a tribe of Issachar. It was the smallest tribe. And the Bible says, by the way, the most successful tribe. And the reasons were clear because they understood the times and seasons. The times we are heading right now, listen, no one, absolutely no one will be able to stand the change. It's coming. So you and I, we must hold hands. Not hating each other, but rather pushing love, because when we fight, ZANU-PF celebrates, that's what they want. They capitalize on division. So if we want to conquer, we overpower them by uniting. That's wisdom. Our solutions in Zimbabweans are easy peasy. Any politicians who tend to succeed in a Zimbabwean space, I mean, I'm not a politician, but if I was one politician that really want to bring down ZANU-PF, it's simple. I just operate opposite what they're doing currently. The killing I preserve. The hate I love. The coerce, no. I just love when people follow me. That's what Chamisa is. Chamisa is an embodiment of love. You've never heard him fighting with anybody. He always remains in peace. That's what people want. A leader who carries the character that brings success. There is no nation that ever succeeded on a platform of threats, coercion, abuse, killing. All that is anti-success. So please, we're on the right path. So let people scream all they want. We must still remain resolute. Keep our focus. Some of the things that are going on social media, don't respond. I was also yesterday a bit off here and I was like, no, I can also say something. But man, last night the Holy Spirit dealt with me. I was like, hey woman, Shh. And I was like, okay, ahead. I'm just gonna keep my focus. You know, said, keep my focus. We are on the right path. And then Rua said, in all this, ZANU-PF must go. When you consider alternatives to Chamisa, this is Rua here. Savior Kasukuwere for me is not an alternative at all. His ZANU-PF is just suffering because of the family dispute that can be resolved. And we must never forget that he was part of a system that caused our suffering. And this is what we're saying though. But this is what I'm going to take on that. I've told you last time that if we want a Zimbabwe that will move forward, we must unite. There's no any other way around. Which includes uniting with those that we don't even like. Because for a leader to come to Zimbabwe and make Zimbabwe a better country, he has to be in a position of saying, I just love all of you. Let's move. And I'm trying to help all of us to say, guys, division does not cut. It doesn't help us to move forward. However, it's up to Zimbabweans to choose whoever they find fit to serve them. That's what I believe in. Let's go back to basics, having politics of cleanliness. I'm also a firm believer that any person who pushes a narrative of want to be at the front is actually not a leader. Because real leaders are anointed. They actually don't even care about the front, but God does put them at the front. They are children because you know why? They know it's a calling. So if a person is pushing to be at the forefront, you must be very careful of that person. That's a dangerous person right there. They are not leaders. Because it's one thing to fight for power, it's another thing to be a leader. The two are not the same. Because when you lead, people follow you. But when you're fighting for power, people denounce you. It's your thing. It's not about the people. It's you fighting for power to be at the front. But leaders know that the people who trust me with the mantle to move them forward. Do you understand this? So any man today who's coercing and push, they're not supposed to be there. That's why things are not working. Because if they were called to be leaders, they don't need tanks. They don't need fighting. They don't need soldiers or nothing. They simply, they can walk on the face of the street. Mugabe used to do the same. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's when people believe in your leadership. But when you're coercing them, they're afraid of you. It's sad. And then Mazonge he said, we need a new God-fearing leader. We will compensate victims, apologize and oversee reparation, reconciliation and healing. Some scars stop bleeding, but they never heal. ZANU-PF once again must go. So people are saying the reason why there's this push of protest that you had, there's an agenda. And they're saying the agenda is very clear because there's number one, the hanging of illegitimacy. Number two, those persons can be used where a coup is taking place to sanitize a coup. This is what other people are saying. So they're saying be very careful of entertaining the protests that are being pushed right now, because there is an agenda. Is to subvert the will of the people. I'm saying these are speculations, or either because they know that if Chamisa is to go the election with every other player, he's gonna win. Free and fair election. So there are people who have an agenda to use the masses to sanitize a coup again. And then we go back to where we were. We can even be worse. And like I said, I'm still a firm believer of principles. I'm a firm believer that let's go back to principles. Well, I am, I would know what God is doing, but I still believe we need to go back to principles. Let's restart. Free and fair election, we find ourselves in the right place, having reforms in place. However, there may be other means and ways to, again, still having a political settlement that works for Zimbabwean people. So Opportunity said, Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF have got you where they wanted. You won't win elections because they are rigged. You're doing a good job intimidating people not to demonstrate because you are scared of dying. Let us move on then. Do Mnangagwa selections and don't bother anyone about corruption, lack of healthcare and jobs. You are comfortable with your existence. So like I say, to me, if these protests are well defined, fair play. But if they're not well defined, it's quite a bit tricky. Do you see this what I'm trying to say? And also there's an issue of people that can die. We need to be in a position to know that people are going to die in the process, right? So I still believe that we need to be wise, and whatever that we do, we must be very wise. So it's a sensitive time that I want us to apply wisdom. Now, Mutsvangwa here, throwing Mnangagwa under the bus. Do you know that when they had the meeting, because now the Minister of Foreign Affairs in South Africa now had to disclose that they discussed the issue of human rights. If you heard what Mutsvangwa said, they were told to release prisoners. However, when he was asked, on Newsroom Africa, he said that we have to leave these countries to follow the process in terms of their legal processes. And I'm now referring to those that are incarcerated right now, that they need to follow due diligence of the courts. And you heard Mutsvangwa on record that, we kept you because Papa and I not loved up with some end. You heard him saying that. And he understands that remember, recently, Mnangagwa was anointed as the chairman of Sadc. So it means his position right now, as we speak on paper, whether we like it or not, he is the chairman of Sadc, right? So when Mutsvangwa on record standing firm and said those utterances, is throwing Mnangagwa under the bus, because now the information has been tagged Sadc News on South Africa all over the world. That can you see what we are referring to? The very same men that you have anointed to be a Sadc chair. Yes, for Zimbabweans, he literally jailed for him to get this position. Because you all know that Mutsvangwa also have ambitions to actually be the first secretary of ZANU-PF, because the Congress is coming. You know, he is on record clearly that Mnangagwa have to honor the constitution of either Zimbabwe or also ZANU-PF as well. But we can also see very clearly that Mnangagwa does not have no plan whatsoever to actually let go. You understand what I'm saying? But now we're gonna listen to the Minister of Foreign Affairs in South Africa and hear what he says as far as this issue is concerned. But I can tell you, Mutsvangwa is throwing Mnangagwa under the bus just to make him look like this bad person. We all know who he is, but he's make sure that the world knows who he really is. Take a listen.
Summit wasn't just about discussion, it was about shaping the future of Southern Africa. But let's now reflect on the key milestones established and how we can achieve its lofty goals if the kinds of human rights abuses occur in some of our partner countries. But joining us to discuss this, we are joined by a video link this morning by our very own International Relations Minister, Minister Ronald Lamola. Minister, good morning to you. We really do appreciate your time. I know that it's been a busy few days for you. And I wanted to start off with looking at this theme, promoting innovation to unlock opportunities for sustained economic growth and development towards an industrialized SADC. It's quite the theme that was put forward at the 44th summit. Let's talk about really what it was your intention going into the summit, and if you think that South Africa is satisfied with the outcomes of it at the end.
Yeah, thank you very much indeed. It was an economic-driven theme with a focus on regional integration, the industrial strategy of the region, the revival also of the critical mining strategy debate in the region, as this region is one of the most endowed with the critical minerals, some of what they term the minerals of the future. So indeed, even the issues related to one-stop border posts and regional economic zones, and various such border posts of one-stop has been established in the region between Zambia, the DRC, Zimbabwe, the Bent Bridge border post, and also Botswana. So there is work that is moving towards regional integration, and this has helped in terms of economic trade in the region, which has increased by about 21% of the GDP of the region. So there is progress, but we believe that we need to do more to ensure this economic integration and economic trade within the region, because if we do so, we'll be able to then implement the Africa Free Trade Agreement area, which will add a lot to economic growth of the region and also to create employment. But these were not the only issues. The summit also noted the withdrawal of our troops from some Mozambique deployments, as you are aware, with the stabilization of the part of Mozambique, Cabo Delgado. And we see this as huge progress for the region, and that this progress will now require the state of Mozambique to handle the situation themselves and build their capability. But in case there is a resurgence, there is a commitment that the region will still assess, and if there's a need, return. But we believe that there has been huge improvement, and this was welcomed by the summit. There's also a welcome of the ceasefire in the eastern part of the DRC, which, as you are aware, the summit DRC, the deployment of the forces there to stabilize the situation, has given an opportunity and allowed for engagements, political engagement to happen, to give peace a chance, which is led by the president of Angola, what is called or termed the Luanda process, President Lorenzo. So there is progress even in that front. So the summit did note this progress and encouraged that President Lorenzo continued engagement to find long-lasting peace. So indeed, there has been remarkable improvement, and we want to work more to consolidate on a number of issues that are still lagging behind.
Yeah, I mean, and there's going to be a lot of issues that are lagging behind because, you know, you talk about how this was a summit that was focused more on the economic issues. And of course, it's really difficult to do so in the region without talking about, as you have, issues around peace and stability. And I think about, you know, how you use the words regional integration as a really important theme during the summit. But during the summit as well, you did see the removal of Sadc from the discussion of the table of the Troika organ of politics, defense, and security cooperation. There's been some issues as well that have been raised by the summit around political stability in Lesotho. And perhaps you want to touch on some of those issues, what the key takeout is and what the way forward is. But also as you speak about that, I mean, this was one of the best attended Sadc summits that we've had in the region, yet it took place in Zimbabwe, a country that just weeks before this summit arrested 200 civil society activists and protesters. So what does that say to the intentionality of the summit to deal with peace and stability and security?
Yeah, indeed, the foreground on our discussions and engagements on human rights, the protection of civilians continues, and that is what informed the discussion on the other issues of Cabo Delgado, the DRC, even the discussions around Swaziland, even Lesotho, and Zimbabwe, as you have said. So the summit...
My bad.
No need to apologize.
Issues of Cabo Delgado, the DRC, even the discussions around Swaziland, even Lesotho, and Zimbabwe, as you have said. So the summit continues to encourage member states to act within the realm of human rights and to respect the rule of law. And with regards to the arrests you have mentioned in Zim, those are matters now that are before the courts of Zimbabwe, and we will allow to give them a life of their own, and we continue to monitor the situation, and if there's a need for any form of engagement or dialogue, we will always be available to do so. But indeed, there was relative progress that is being noted to give and allow member states their own internal processes towards achieving internal democracy, peace, and also the rule of law.
Wow, interesting. Yeah, you've heard now what he's saying, and that's what I'm saying. They're talking about we allow them to go through their processes in the courts, fair play. But then Mutsvangwa Boom is coming on record and say that now we're going to allow them to go out. We will cage them because we wanted to make sure that at least the Sadc summit, succeeds. What is it supposed to tell you? Knowing that Mnangagwa is not the chairperson and you're exposing him, that he intentionally locked people in just for him to get the chairmanship. And there's also fight of, internal fights of who is going to be the first secretary of ZANU-PF. Mutsvangwa is just trying to throw him under the bus because he knows, you know that between him and Chiwenga, you understand what I'm saying? I wouldn't know what, but I think I would prefer Chiwenga than I can prefer Mutsvangwa. I don't know what ZANU-PF people would do, but for me, preferably, if I was in ZANU-PF, because Mutsvangwa is a loose cannon, I wouldn't want a leader who is so disrespectful, like the way that he speaks to people, like he's speaking to animals. I wouldn't want him to be my leader at all, not even a day. You know what I mean? So now we have seen also the detained activists can now be freed. That's ZANU-PF. and it's bold, reported by the Newsday, cannot be freed. But I've seen some of them literally being, their bail being extended to maybe a week or 2 weeks from now, which it doesn't make no sense. I'm gonna read what the Newsday reported. They said the ruling party ZANU-PF says opposition leader, activists and human rights defenders who were arrested may now be freed after the smooth sailing of the 44th session of the Sadc summit, heads of the state of the government, summit. Yeah. More than 160, so 160 people were arrested. Opposition activists and human rights defenders were arrested and denied bail in the lead up to the Sadc summit since June 16. I'm praying that the person that's going to be, that's going to be the president post Mnangagwa era will do justice for the people of Zimbabwe. We will just have to make sure these people are vindicated, because the abuse is just beyond words. You can't even believe the way they treat Zimbabweans. But you are where you are, Ms. Mutsvangwa, because of the people. And the same people that you're supposed to be leading, whoever you are in your ZANU-PF leadership, you are because of the people. There's no minister without the people. There's no member of parliament without the people. But so for you, it's just abusing people is what you do for a living. Because we don't even see the work that you're doing. We don't see nothing except abusing our people. It's quite sad. Really sad to watch. We're going to move on. Now again, the Citizen Coalition for Change also sent out a statement that he needs to withdraw what he said for us to actually be able to move forward. And so, like I said to you before, based on where the season that we are in now, you need to be very much careful of your either what you're gonna offer your energy to, or how you're going to react or either act, because there's a number of people who are being bought as we speak right now within the political space. But I always say to myself, politicians are fewer than who we are as a Zimbabwean people. We must never forget where we came from and where we are going. We are not prepared to walk through that path again of literally sanitizing people's wrongs. Keep on supporting them, and then we are suffering in return. We must never allow that to happen. So we must remain resolute and firm. But I wanted to listen to a woman. I was on a space there. Her name is Messi. Is it Masi? Masi, yes, that's her name on X. We're having a meeting, and she was also very clear that people want Chamisa to come to social media and speak. What they don't realize that if you look at the elections in Zimbabwe, whatever you say matters, and how people are going to play you. So to keep quiet is even more important. You have seen even Mnangagwa don't talk that much. Do you know that? If you're a leader, you don't have to always talk. Let people fight on the streets, but for you, you only speak when necessary. And someone was saying, no, you must come, you need to ask him questions. Fair play, but it's not the right time. The time to ask him questions will come. This is not the right time. At least talk to these young boys, wherever they are. I don't know anything about their leadership. I'm not even want to be interested. I'm not interested. All I'm saying is that you can speak with other people who have been either working with him or still working with him, or they aspire to work with him. But him as a person, no. Leave him. Because ZANU-PF is expecting him to say something. They're desperate for him to say a word. But we cannot be used and abused again. Take a listen.
The social media commentators, just not political etiquette. It's a different scenario that we saw with the Kenyan leader, but he was addressing his citizens when there was a crisis. So be like your leader. They need answers. They say they have evidence. Let them do that in their platforms. Show each other the evidence. Because what you have noticed is your numbers have not declined, but your behavior now is going to do something for yourselves. That is not becoming. Be like your leader. He's leading you. Stay away from things that do not need you to constantly be jumping up and down. Everybody who's accused, Chamisa says they've got evidence. The one who accuses is the one that must prove. And I think that is what he is doing. He has not prevented them from exposing what they think they know. He has not attempted to shut them down from speaking. He hasn't done. You also must do that. Allow them their spaces to question, to critique, to insult. But is this war engineered by ZANU-PF? I don't think it is, Zulu. It is just a population that has not got to a revolutionary stance. We are still very much political. And once we enter into seeking freedom, we will know which things are important and which things are not important. We will know who our enemy is and who isn't our enemy. I've had to learn that. I am not a person who's politically aligned. I've learned to let go of things that absolutely have nothing to do with my freedom. And this fight here is not, but I'll leave you with the quote. It reminded me, because I like to refer back to history. I may have revolutionary fighters in my family, but I didn't fight a revolution. I cannot inherit their stripes until I sit on the table and they teach what is important. Unless you have been taught that lesson, their stripes do not rub off on your shoulders until the values that they had become your way of life. So I went to a book I remembered very well. It was referenced by Fei Chung when he was talking about what happened to Stoll on reflection. And he talks about the attacks that were happening to Stoll at the time and the misinformation that was being fed. Yes, some of those things were definitely true about Stoll, but were they also very true of every other person who was attacking him? Yes, but what politics does, it can isolate a person and make what is normal of that period look bizarre in that period. Nobody is accountable in Zimbabwe to the fullest extent. Not under a dictatorship can you be. No one is going to manage to have their hands clean. Not in a dictatorship, you cannot do that. There are people who are going to be clandestinely talking to people they shouldn't in the back. That is just what it is. This is not a democracy. This is a competitive authoritarian regime. And there's an acceptance. I've had to learn that this week. Our leaders are going to have to do things that on the surface, but it's up to you. You can want them to do the good and proper, that's fine. But if you really want...
You know, I completely agree. You know, in a situation of Zimbabwe, sometimes when I hear about all this corruption, it makes a lot of sense because, I mean, if you are protecting me, I'll let you do whatever you want to do. Because I'm at the mercy of your command, right? Yeah, we are sitting with people that don't even qualify to be in leadership that they're in, a lot of them. We have people who have just hijacked parliament today. So what is that supposed to mean? You see, now, so guess what? I attend very much high-profile, meetings. Why? Because you played a part to allow me to be where I am, so you can do as you please as well. So we need to be very careful, even when it comes to exchange of money. When someone tells me that, no, but this leader has collected money, I'm like, but first and foremost, there are no banking system that really makes sense in the country. People just exchange money on the streets. So how then do you have a paper trail? It's difficult, you know what I mean? So for us to actually blaming those that whether you're receiving money or not, it's difficult. How do you prove then that Chamisa was given 7 million? Maybe you had just hear someone saying so. Where's the proof? Because everything is, take this one, you know, people are exchanging big money. You have seen ZANU-PF, some of these thugs sleeping on money, cash. My sister phoned me one day. He was like, damn, I saw you. There's a guy that when I was flying from Dubai, business class, I sat next to a guy who looks like a Chinese with bags of money that were written diplomacy. And I said, which one? She sent me the picture of the guy. I said, that one. And is that guy that you call a businessman in Zimbabwe? He's I think he owns that company called Westprop. He looks like a Chinese guy. He's known for being a really corrupt guy in Zimbabwe. Yeah, he was seen. My sister was sitting next to him from Dubai with hard cash. And she said to me when he landed by the airport, then they left faster with the bags of money. What are you going to tell me today that the police, what are they going to do to this? They can protect it because they've been given the money. You see, it's the system that is so sad to deal with. And I'm just looking at it from a distance. I'm like, God, I don't know how we can do away with this. But I know we will. But I can't even begin to fund them. That's why we have normalized the abnormal. You know, young people, as long as you're joining ZANU-PF, you can abuse even old elders. You can take whatever you want and get away with it. You know why? Because you belong to a certain party. It's us who created this mafia set, which we need to do away with. A lot of wrong things are going on today. Even when I hear about politicians, I can't confirm or deny, because I mean there are no systems to say. It's one thing to say, oh, the money was transferred on the 15th off from this account to that account. But in a situation where there's no banks that operate, they are there, but they don't operate properly. The currency is all chaotic. You understand why it took us decades, and still we are in this mess, not having our own proper currency. It's benefiting certain individuals. It's orchestrated. It's well planned. It's loved. It's needed. It's so dear to those that are benefiting, but it's hurting innocent individuals. I was shocked today when I saw a video that is circulating where the VP's wife, I mean, I don't know which country is that. That's the woman that came in as a Miss Universe from whichever country, I don't know. Because some of these countries that they've been dealing with lately, we don't even know the names. I've never heard about them. Funny names. She's in Zimbabwe, and she's opening a tap that was actually donated by Nyaradzo. May God bless Mr. Sir, the Nyaradzo owner, who donated water for these sweetest children. Guys, in 2024, we can't have running water, clean running water for people. But people have to be donated tanks. And then the vice president's wife, do you see this? She has to go to that place to open a tap in 2024. Surely we need to look into ourselves and interest. Who are we in 2024 in this country? So you are inviting a Miss Universe of a different country to come to open a tap of water that was donated by Nyaradzo. How low have we become? How low can we go? That if we genuinely speaking to, let's just assume the country doesn't have money. If we genuinely speak to Zimbabweans across the world and say, guys, we need to fix water here, let's come together and do it, it will be done. And we don't face this embarrassment. Open a tap. My heart bled when I saw it. Seeing these young children. We can do better. Now also, so statistics are showing that we have the highest cancer death. People are dying with cancer because we don't have medication. And the worst part was the article that was sent out again by Newsday. When I heard the minister saying so, I was like, no, guys, something has to give. Now they're saying Zimbabwe has once again been flagged as one of the countries with disturbing cancer casualties after it was put among the top 4 countries with a high rate of cancer death in the world. According to the Zimbabwe National Cancer Registry, cancer mortality is increasing, with the country recording 2,743 cancer deaths and 7,841 new cases in 2018. However, Health and Child Care Deputy Minister Semen Temias Kwibini yesterday said Zimbabwe was making efforts to ensure cancer is contained. He said government was in the process of equipping institutions for cancer screening and making sure treatment services are decentralized. So all along you did not see. Now you're planning to do it. So all along you did not see that there was a problem in the country, and you are a deputy minister. Lord Jesus, only God knows what the hell is really going on here. Point number 1 is that people are dying of cancer because of stress. Stress is the highest killer. Poverty is the reason why most of our people are dying today. Stress. Struggling to feed their children. Struggling to even make ends meet. Imagine if the government is opening a tap of water. A tap, Nema tanks too. That's their progress. To them, that's progress. What do you expect from an individual? But you know what? They're showing kids their top lifestyles. They're just looting and live large. But the masses are getting trinkets. And we, the diaspora, we are contributing even a higher percentage towards the GDP in Zimbabwe. What is that supposed to say? Good luck, brothers. But your time is coming. It's very near. Your time is coming. Mara man. Forget about the politics. I'm a firm believer that God will let you do your nonsense. But when it comes through, you have to pay for it. Now, you saw, I think, a video that was circulating. Moving on to the police that died. Again, allegations are he took some terrible tablets. I'm going to read the article that was sent out by Trending Mag. Tech Mag, sorry, my bad. Tonio here. Shout out to Tonio. And he said, police, the chief superintendent. So that's the police chief superintendent. Those are the guys that the big fish. To me, it's a big fish. Superintendent. Kufakune Sumatsika, former police dispo in Chitungwiza, died in Unity H at a girlfriend's house and suspected to have overdosed on sexual enhancement drugs. All right, I don't know, Holy Spirit. So you overdosed on sexual enhancement drugs, a policeman, right? There's just something that is so fancy about it. This the world that we are in 2024. Do you know that God created you enough? I actually saw another video that's circulating where Zimbabweans are now taking tablets to have a bigger butt and to have bigger boobs. And I'm sitting and I'm looking, I'm like, so the God Almighty, all-knowing, all-powerful, all-able, who created you, giving you an assignment, it does not know better than what mainstream media is teaching you today. So you think you're not beautiful enough? Or you are not well equipped to be the man that you're supposed to be. You see, this country needs to be rescued yesterday before we lose a lot of people. Because each and every day something is happening. I literally heard that recently there was a consignment that was actually found or caught at the airport with cocaine drugs. And they were very much connected to the top people, right? And then everything was just swept under the carpet. And so this is intentional to hurt people, to destroy destinies while they are living fancy. Zimbabweans, when are we going to wake up and realize that we are being abused by individuals who have their own intentions? This is well calculated, well orchestrated to destroy. Now people are dying. What for? What for? People are mentally ill. It's a mental illness that have taken over our nation. They think they're not good enough. Eat healthy. Be at peace. Stress is the reason why some people are now looking for other external things. Think I can be enough. No, eat healthy. Be at peace. And everything will work. God gave you enough. What you have is enough. Be content. This is sad. So the policeman is gone. I'm seeing a lot of people there. It's sad. Man, Jesus Christ. You know what? God needs to come now and rescue this nation. We need it yesterday. Wow. And you guys must be very careful of tablets that are circulating. Remember, these things are not clinically proven. There are also people who are taking advantage of the situation that the country is very much, people are suffering. So when people are suffering, they will do anything to make ends meet. I remember last time when we saw some people that were busy making some dangerous substance there to get people drunk. I've heard there's something called mutoriro, some different names that are very strange. And people are taking these and they get drunk to the core. People of God, leave this stuff. They're not good for your health. Please. They are not good for health. Life is about choices. You choose what's best for you. But this is not the best for you. Guys, please, you are enough. I always laugh with someone. I know my friend, we were talking one day and I was laughing. I was like, there's one model that I follow. She's an incredible girl. I don't know if you guys know Jasmine Tooks. She's an American black model, incredible girl. I used to be a model, so I know, yeah, so, So she's a very beautiful, dark woman. She's not even what you guys expecting. I'm seeing a lot of girls in America cutting their bodies, doing all manner of things, hoping men will follow them. Men don't even want all those women. if you talk to them, they don't want them. They're simply using them. But she's married to a billionaire, multi-billionaire. If you look at her, she doesn't even have some of the things that you expect to have to get, maybe so it can be seen by men. But she's married to a multi-billionaire. Happily married, happy, beautiful as ever. Women stop destroying your lives for nothing. Men are not looking for all the things that you think they do. Yes, they are they're very much people who kind of being motivated by what they see. Fair play. But what they see, they now use brain after they see what they see. You understand? They may play with you, but if you take it to his mother's house, what if you got putika? Muri mumunda, and like a Zimbabwe, men I can only pray. Muri mumunda, muri kurima, boom, putika. Where do you start? Where do you even start? You understand? You see this? You understand? Some of you are burning your bodies. You want to be lighter? Leave it. It's not good for your body. It's not good for your skin. It's not good for you. You are enough. Some of the girls, and we know these girls that you are following, we see them essay going there, most of them that you are busy following. But you must remember, they have what they don't work. They are looting to sustain that lifestyle. But can you afford it? Definitely not. So do what you can. Appreciate your skin. You are gorgeous. Appreciate your body. You are beautiful. You are enough. Love yourself. Yo, I'm a chocolate, dark chocolate girl. I love myself. I don't even want to be light. I'm enough. I love it. Love yourself. Don't destroy your body with stupid stuff. Men, you are enough. Says my pizza. You understand what I'm saying? Imagine, it's embarrassing. A woman who no first, but you feel like she no feel. You understand? It's a shame, man. You understand? You are enough. Be content. Eat healthy. If you're a man, exercise. Do you understand? Exercise. Be happy. Stay away from women on the street, useless people. They will put it. Guys, listen. I always tell you, but because you take this lightly, but then one day you're going to remember my words. Okay? You're going to remember my words. Listen to me. Guys, most of you men or women today, you are simply inviting problems. When you're following women on the street, when you meet a woman on the street today, you're not the first man to meet her. She's met all type of men before you. And each and every man she met have met all type of women before he comes there. I want you to understand how this have an impact it has on your destiny. You must remember that even the CONDOMS, you know what I'm saying, cannot protect you from spiritual attack. Spiritual attack means, this is what, if I meet a man today, I'm not only meeting a man, I'm meeting a man and his family and his generational curse. Get this right. So if this man that I meet today, there's a spirit in his family of stagnation. That's when you see your life from being this successful woman, everything's going south. You ask yourself, what is the problem? No. You met the wrong person. Someone had a demon of stagnation. The women, some of them, you are meeting them, you find that they are the most wicked women ever. You are collecting their spiritual family, genes, problems. The CONDOS don't protect you from spiritual contamination. There are spiritual ties, there are physical ties. This has nothing to do with, but it's not the church, it's the reality. Some of you, your life was okay before you started wearing hair with the street women. And then I don't want evil spirits in my life. I don't want nonsense. That's why I have to make sure I scrutinize your life. I check you out. No, you can't come to derail my destiny. No. I don't want that. Who are you? Who's your mother? Where are you coming from? What are you all about? Don't sell your destiny for cheap. Look, brother is gone. You don't know, maybe this woman had another spirit. When they sleep with someone dies or carry disease. Forget about my sexual transmitted. That's nothing. I'm talking about diseases that you get through spiritual attacks. Exchange of spirits. Not all that you think. I said exchange of spirits. Spiritual exchange. Demonic, satanic forces. Good luck. But don't say we didn't warn you. We just told you. See, I didn't even know my streets. You should ask yourself questions. Why is she on the street? And why would you, a well-able man, guys, sometimes I don't understand you. Following China's Zuma Street, can you just respect yourself? You're worth more than what you're doing. It's not necessary. You are better than that. That's why we need to fix this country so people can be busy. Build yourself, build your children, build your wife, build your family. Focus on important issues. Take care of your body, your body. Go exercise. Make sure you smell nice, you eat healthy, you're happy. When you go Chamisa Wangwani man was singing about Soma Street, you're better than that. Girls, you are better than this. Most men on the street don't love you. They don't even care about you, in fact. They just want to use you. It's not those that have good money. A man with money will give you everything that you want, but you pay for it. Because to him, it's nothing. He gives you $1,000, it's nothing to him. Or if 1,000, that's a lot. He gives you even $50, you think, oh my God, I wonder, oh no, he loves me. Oh, he bought me this, oh, he bought me shoes. It's nothing to him. Work and buy your own shoes. Now you've got your CC here. Work and buy your own stuff. Be proud of yourself. Trust me, do the little that you can, but while you grow. Life is in phases. People are in sizes. Don't rush. There's no reason. And all I'm saying here right now is all in love, because I care for you, because I know that your destiny is bright. Don't worry about where we are. It's a season. It's going to pass. Things will change. Life will happen. Some of you are going to look back and say, why did I waste my life? I've met a lot of girls. Sometimes they're crying, I just wasted my life. I say, no. Don't waste your life. You're better than this. You'll be multi-billionaires very soon. But it takes sacrifices and a process. It's a journey. You have to sacrifice something. There's no shortcuts. I love you. May God bless you and may God bless Zimbabwe. So you must have a good one. I'll see you a little bit later on. We're going to talk about Chamisa. Bye for now. Oh gosh.